Greetings, humanity. I am here in the East Cape of Baja, Mexico, and the whales have been playing. There are babies out there. There are gray whales. Most of the whales are humpbacks. And as a student of cryon, I'm going to talk a little cryon today because we do not just have 23 chromosomes. We have 24 chromosomes, two pairs of chromosomes. And these chromosomes are from the stars. They're from our Pleiadian parents. And I know this sounds really out there, but this is the way of it according to Cryon, who is here to help us through this shift that is taking place now. And it is not only humanity that has 24 chromosomes, the 24th being multidimensional. It is also the whales and the dolphins. So if we look at our chromosomes under a microscope, we know that there are 23 chromosomes and every other mammal has 24. Well, the same is true for the dolphins and for the whales. And this 24th pair of chromosomes is where our divinity resides. And so we are star brothers and sisters with the whales and the dolphins. And there are many things in place put on this planet by the star mothers 200,000 years ago to help us through this shift. Because this shift was prophesied by the indigenous. They all understand around this globe what is taking place, and we are moving from the shadow to the light. And the shadow is fighting for its life, and it is doing whatever it can to stay in control and stay in power. And what we need to know is that we as humanity are awakening, and that our 24th pair of chromosomes is awakening to our magnificence. That we are born magnificent, that part of the Creator resides within us. And this is also true of our dolphin and whale friends. There is so much help that the star mothers put into the planet, Gaia, including Gaia herself. And so there is a great awakening taking place. And so there is really a tug of war between the shadow, which is desperate to hold on to its power, that is lying, cheating, stealing, and hypocritical. And we need to understand that the followers of the shadow are starting to awaken as well, because they reside in the third dimension, and they did not see what the rest of us in the fifth dimension of peace were talking about their favorite candidate, who they were mesmerized by. And now they are seeing the consequences of their vote and the consequences of their decision. And they are doing what we do when we realize what we thought was the truth, we discover is not the truth, is they're moving into the fourth dimension of, oh my gosh, everything I thought was true isn't true at all. It's all a lie. And then there is a dark night of the soul where you have to understand that it is time to rise to a higher frequency and a higher vibration. But first you have to understand that the third dimension that you were locked in is not really the truth that you want. And it doesn't support your life, and it doesn't support humanity, and it doesn't support the planet. So this election, which may or may not have been won by the candidate in the White House, is all about the followers of that candidate waking up. And their lives and our lives are being upended. And suddenly they are recanting, and they are crying online about how they made the worst mistake of their life when they voted for that candidate. And if this had not occurred, if the other candidate, who actually probably did win, had been in place, they would still be against that candidate. They would be still residing in the third dimension. They would not be waking up. And so right now, we are having to hold our fellow collective in our hearts, understanding that this is painful for all of us, but this is really painful for those who made this choice and put us in the position that there would be enough votes that it could seem that their candidate won. And so, as our fellow red team members awaken to the fact that they have been taken for a ride and decide that that is not what they want, that they are no longer going to support this dark energy, this destructive energy, this selfish energy, this cruel energy, that they are ready to move into compassion, they're ready to embrace peace, they're ready to come together in unity with the rest of us. Because we are moving into unity consciousness. We are moving from cruelty to compassion, from old energy to new energy. And as I have discussed on this channel, we are in new energy, and it does not like the old energy, and it doesn't support it. So this will not last long. And I just want to send a little message to our Red Team family that we love you, and we care for you, and we have compassion for you, because we know you are being hurt the most by the decision you made when you went to the polls on November 20th, 24. So everyone, just know that this too shall pass, that we are a planet in ascension, and that America is coming together as the United States of America against the travesties that are taking place, not only in our top leadership, but in our Congress and our Senate as well. As the senators and Congress people who also may or may not have won realize that the American public is going to stand up against this, and we are having a second American Revolution, because the first American Revolution occurred when Pluto went into Aquarius. And guess where Pluto is now, 248 years later? It's in Aquarius. It's also when we had the French Revolution. And so it is power to the people, and the people are rising, and there are systems in place, placed by the Star Mothers. I know it sounds, Crying calls it eye rolling, that include the whales, the dolphins, Gaia herself, the crystalline grid, the magnetic grid, and best of all, the indigos, the indigo children, who are now our children and grandchildren, and they are ready to lead and transform this country, this planet, and this world into a world that works for everyone. Take care of yourselves, stay away from the negativity of the news, know that peace is at hand, that the more we love one another, the more compassionate we are, the more caring we are, the more loving we are, the sooner we get through this. Everyone, have a great week.